Good morning, happy Monday. It's a special Monday in the UK because it's Bank Holiday Monday, which means the weather is pretty poor. That's just what happens on a bank holiday. It's one of those days we always look forward to. We think it's going to be wonderful and hot. We're going to enjoy ourselves in the sunshine, and it's generally a little bit rainy and a little bit windy, but it's warm today. We're just noticing how warm it is in the studio, and we have got a fun-packed day for you today. We've got lots of special deals for you. It is the bank holiday, so we're going to be giving you a special 20% off by using the code BANKHOLE20. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on, and I'll show you some of the great deals that you can get using that code. And we've got lots of other things to show you. I'm not on my own. I have the lovely Debbie Robinson.
Hello. Good morning. Well, wait a minute, is it still morning?
It's still just about morning.
Still just about morning here in the UK, and yeah, it is. It's really quite nice.
Yeah.
When I left Barnsley this morning, the sun was out.
Oh, nice.
I had my coffee outside. It was lovely because it was really nice and warm. I thought, oh no, I've got to come to work.
We can go sit outside in the sunshine in the break, can't we?
In the break we absolutely can. But it's lovely to have your company this morning because we have got a stellar day lined up for you. Really excited about the craft vault actually, because there's lots of lovely things on there at some amazing deals.
Yeah,
I mean amazing deals. It's definitely worth spending your bank holiday with us here. We've also got Monday Makers though, Becky.
Yeah, I know.
Love Monday Makers, and we're going to focus on a couple of the items in there. There's lots of other things on as well, but a couple of the lovely collections that I like to. All collections are lovely, Becky, in my eyes.
Let's be honest.
But we've got some beautiful ribbon threading dies.
And I really like these.
I know.
I think they're very underrated,
ribbon
aren't
threading
they?
dies are absolutely beautiful. I'm looking trips. There you go. Look how lovely these
gorgeous.
are. And we've got different styles of ribbon threading dies because we've also got from our creator card range as well. So a lovely, and I say a square panel, but you can actually do lots of things with that because there's multiple ways you can thread your ribbons as well. One of my favourite Sarah's signature collections to date, and I had to do this one because it's one of my favourite all-time movies.
Beauty and the Beast.
And it is. It's just reminiscent of that lovely fairy tale with our Once Upon a Time collection. And of course, I mean,
that's nice.
You need a bit of cake. We need a bit of cake on bank holiday as well, Becky. But lots of lovely things all lined up for you today here on Crafters TV. So I, for one, I'm really excited.
Excellent. And it's nice to work with you because we very rarely do it. And actually, I keep noticing we don't have photographs of us together.
No, but we're doing
We're going to definitely do that today.
Loads today. We're going to make sure we've got a library full.
Absolutely, definitely. Lots of people are saying hello. Lois is saying good morning everyone from Ohio. Dragonmon says good morning everyone, have a wonderful day. Michelle Harris says good morning all. Lisa says good morning all from Minnesota. Suzanne says good morning, good crafting morning everyone from a sunny Leicester. Shelley says good morning, and Karen says hello everyone from Florida. Oh, we have a hurricane coming towards us. Oh, I hope you stay safe. When you still see hurricanes, I mean that's something you just don't experience in the UK at all. The whole
it's
thing.
Something you see out of a movie, isn't it? When they do a movie, we've never, because I don't think I don't recall ever experiencing.
No, because you need big
here.
expanses of land, don't you, for it to build up, and we don't have that because we're too small. I mean, I think occasionally, 1986 was the hurricane that we had.
With London.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll not talk about that one, but So wherever you are, and if you are, stay safe. Is all we're going to say.
Absolutely. Stay safe. Stay inside. Watch us. Yeah, that's the best way to be, definitely. As I say, it is bank holiday weekend, and that means we're going to be doing some bank holiday deals. These are running all over the weekend, and this will finish at midnight tonight. So various items you can get on the website using the code BANKHOLE20, and that will allow you to get some of those deals on there. All sorts of things are available on there, but there are some exemptions. So you have to look for all the details on there as to what is exempt, but things like machines, that kind of thing, but there are loads and loads of deals on there that might be good for you, and it's always good opportunity for you to take advantage of when we do these deals for you to build up your stash, because quite often it's there's things on there that you'll think, oh actually I really needed that, I just needed those extra little bits and pieces. One of those items could possibly be the pack of luxury cardstock that I've got here. So this is Once Upon a Time luxury cardstock, A4 linen cardstock. As always with our linen cardstock, it is such good quality. I love the feel of linen cardstock. I think it really feels quite luxurious. beautiful colours in here as well. You can see you've got sort of dark purples, blues, greens, pinks, dark pinks and light pinks. This is £14.24 or $18.95. Platinum price is £11.39 or $15.16. And of course you can use your Bank Hole 20 code in order to get 20% off. Now that is only valid one time only, and it will finish at midnight tonight, but do make sure that you, whatever you're buying today, you make sure you can pop that code in there and take full advantage of that. Another deal we've got are these incredible, and everyone loves these. These are our Totally Tiffany pop and pack bags. Love the look of these. I think they're really, really sort of classy in that black and white polka dot that you've got here. 3 different sizes, small, medium and large, but in the bundle we're doing all 3 that you're getting in here. These are really brilliant for anyone that's going to be travelling and wants to be sort of keep everything nice and tidy, but you want to keep all of your stash or your pens or your pencils or your tools all organised. So I'll show you the first one, which is a small one here. So little zip popped, then you pull this down like so, and then you can see all of your little tools. You've got a little bit of foam in here with holes in it, so you can pop all your different tools in here. Now I think this is great if you're going to like a craft class. Perhaps you want one of these to have all your sewing tools in here, one to have all your colouring pencils, one to have all your other Papercraft tools in here. The great thing is you can pop them like this on your table, use them, and then when you're ready to go home, you can just pop everything back up, pull it like that, zip it closed like that. But obviously you don't have to use these just for your craft things. You could be using these for your toiletries, you could be using these for your makeup brushes. And they all work in exactly the same way, different sizes, but you can see you can fit a wealth of bits and pieces in here. Now I think these kind of things for when you're going on holiday with the children, you know, maybe they're colouring pencils, bits and pieces to keep them all occupied while you're waiting for dinner in a restaurant, for example. These are really great because everything's kept nice and tidy. It doesn't matter how tall the items are within here because this can just be moved down or pulled up depending on how tall they are. So that is your medium one. And then over here we have our large one. And because this is our weekday wonder, we're also giving you double points on this as well as that great price. So this is the largest one. You can see a huge amount of different tools that you can pop in here. And again, you've got this foam in here, which has got like, it's also almost sort of tubes of foam or strips of foam. So you can fit different size bits and pieces in here. Now, if you wanted something quite big, you could take all the foam out and just use it as one whole sort of storage pod for all of your toiletries, for example. So you've got the large, medium and the small. Fantastic price, £35 or $42. Platinum price is £28 or $33.60. This is your weekday wonder deal with your double points on there as well. Right. Well, I'm just seeing, Rachel said, Teddy decided to get up at 4:30 this morning and it already feels like mid-afternoon. I hate that when you wake up really early. And, you know, your day is always out of kilter, isn't it? Like you feel like now is lunchtime. Karen says, I'm more concerned about my mother-in-law staying with us during the storm than the hurricane itself. I can understand that. A few years ago, there was a flood where we live, and all of my in-laws came to stay. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my 2 nieces, the hamster, the dog, and the cat.
Oh my
in
God,
our
Becky.
house. We were like that. And, you know, when you live with other people, you sort of pick up their, you know, they have different ways of, you know, living. Like my father-in-law said after dinner, he was like, well, what's dessert? And I'm like, we don't have dessert. We don't do desserts here. And they were like,
now,
not
Becky,
even
you've shocked me because I actually thought you would have been a dessert kind of a girl in your household.
No, not
because
at all.
I thought, you know, like, because of where you live, I would have thought they were like, you know, like a set menu, like a starter, a bit like,
It depends if the staff are in, Debbie. If the staff are working, then
you
know,
live in a lovely area, and I thought like you would do like your little starters, your main meal, and then maybe a pudding, as we call it up in Yorkshire.
It's a bowl of pasta on the sofa when I can get away with it. No, we don't have desserts. My husband doesn't like sweet things. He says he'd much rather have a fruit salad than have a dessert, which is a big fat fib. Because I've seen him munching through the chocolate cupboard. But yeah, we don't have desserts. My father-in-law was like, there's no wine with dinner, and there was no fresh coffee after dinner, and there was no dessert. So we had to start doing all those little things. But I do feel for you, Karen, having other people in your home when you're going through some kind of issue like that, like a hurricane. I do feel for you, but I'm hoping everything's okay and you're going to stay safe. Right, so the next item we've got are our collection of Classiques with some stamps. Now, basically, you're going to be paying for your Classique pens and you'll be getting these stamps for free. Well, for like 2p. So almost for free. If I show you the stamps here, now these stamps are going to be something that is going to be really key for you if you want to sort of elevate your colouring expertise. There's a wealth of information available on YouTube that we've done and shows. We will show you how to use all of our pens. But if you are already a member of the Academy of Colour, you'll find more information there. This first stamp here, you can see how intricate that hairstyle is. You're really going to learn so much by colouring these stamps in. This next one, different imagery, but again, all this is ethereal beauty. Very nice, pretty there, but getting all those tones of the hair and the skin tone is really quite a clever way of colouring. And actually, if you learn how to do this, it's going to elevate every single thing that you colour in afterwards. This one is your effortless chic, and this one is your luscious locks. So the pens that you're going to be getting with this are your dark skin tones. So these are your Classique pens. Your Classique pens come with a chisel nib and a fine nib on them. So you can see all those different tones in there. And you'll also be getting this set of Classiques as well, which is your florals. So all those pinks and yellows and purple kind of tones here. Fantastic price again for this, £30 or $45. Platinum price is £24 or $36. This is a really cool way of getting started with your colouring journey, isn't it?
We said that when we saw the deal, didn't we, Becky? Yeah. Literally, you've got everything you need to... again, one of the things that we get asked the most is how do you do the skin tones, how do you do the hair tones? And we do have a wealth of tutorials online. However, I'll probably do something later on as well, Becky, because I think they're lovely. I think the deal is absolutely fantastic. You're going to buy that colouring medium, we're going to give you the... And I say practice stamps. They're not practice stamps. These are stamps that are beautiful, that will work for all sorts of different occasions. And then you get that sense of pride when you've coloured it in, and you know, honestly, they're just absolutely beautiful. They've always been one of my favourites that Leanne and the team designed. Absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, the colouring mediums, Classiques, the best pens in the business. They are literally those refillables, because once you've bought them and tried them, they have re-inkers that you can then refill back up. So it's not a system that you are, once the pen's dried out and it's all run out of its ink, you're going to throw away. Yeah. You're not going to do that. You're going to refill it. So it's a great system, a great set of pens, and a fabulous deal, and appropriate colours for the stamps that we're giving you for free, because
Absolutely.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yes.
Michelle McCarthy's messaging.
Oh, hello, Michelle.
Have you been into the green room yet?
No, not yet.
There's a little present in the green room for you.
Oh, God, love her. So, can I just tell you, so Ben's been baking again, hasn't it? It's been a while since he's baked for us. And I was down at Hobby Maker and I was like, I can't believe I'm missing out. I think, do you know that FOMO, that fear of missing out? Yeah. So I messaged her. I was like, can you save me a bit, please? And she said she did, and she's put it on a little plate for me. So I haven't been in yet, Michelle, but I'm definitely going to go in there and enjoy that in the break after my dinner.
I think so too. And she left me some in the house.
Yeah,
yesterday.
Aww.
So, well, this morning when she left. So that was a really nice thing. And I did eat them for breakfast.
Oh, bless her. Did you eat it for breakfast?
I did.
It's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yes,
it's a bit naughty.
Very naughty.
It's very naughty. But it's bank holiday, Becky. It's a bank holiday. You can have those kind of treats on a bank holiday.
It's a little bit like Christmas, isn't it? Where you can have chocolate for breakfast.
Of course you can. Yeah. I have a glass of fizz, me, in the morning.
Oh, do you?
On Christmas morning, yeah. A glass of Bucks Fizz.
I'd have to go back to bed if I did
get myself started. Oh, definitely, because it's a bank holiday. It's Christmas.
Does that mean that we should have a Bucks Fizz today because it's bank holiday?
Oh, wow. Do you think we'll get away with it? There's nobody in. Michelle won't tell. Michelle, that's secret stuff. Radical Rachel's not going to say anything.
No.
Sasha's not going to say anything either.
None of the viewers are going to say anything either.
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I don't think that's going to happen. I've got to drive down to Birmingham tonight.
No, I know. So no, maybe
another time.
Maybe a fake Bucks Fizz.
Yes, maybe a fake. As in
maybe an orange and lemonade. Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. We used to call apple juice and lemonade kiddie champagne when my kids were young. So when they'd go somewhere like special and everyone else was having champagne, that's what they would have in a glass.
To make them feel like you're
part. You know, they were part of the whole thing. Right, we do have Once Upon a Time collection here as well. I'll show you all the bits and pieces in here. So the first one we've got are these really pretty sort of gemstones, and they already come in these kind of swirls. Really great for sort of embellishing your projects. So that's your first part on there. We've also got this You Are Magical stamp and die set here. Die set, You Are Magical. And the next one we have is that embossing folder that you saw before, very much Beauty and the Beast, that beautiful sort of glass dome with the red rose inside. We then have some of our fairy dust. These are really gorgeous glitters, beautiful colours. Look at those. I mean, they are so stunning. I'd love a dress in those colours. That would be gorgeous. We have this one here. This is your fabulous fountain, which does look just like a wedding cake. It's beautiful, so very sort of versatile die that you've got here. We then have this one, which is upside down. This is your Happily Ever After. I mean, that imagery is just so beautiful with the princess and the prince, or the bride and groom, whichever way you like to think about it. Beautiful little die that you've got there. We have your Once Upon a Time die here, and that is that beautiful font, isn't it, which is so fairy tale, that kind of image there. Love that. This is not one of those sort of head scratchers. So it looks like one of those things that goes over your head like that, doesn't it? This is your die for your princess silhouette. And actually, when I first saw this like that, I was like, I can't work out how it's going to look. But when I've watched the shows, it looks stunning once it's used properly, doesn't it? Really, really cool. Next item here, we've got some of our seam binding ribbon, 3 different sizes, 3 different colours. So you've got that very fine one going up to the larger, thick one. We then have some of our inks. So these are shimmer inks, pearl inks, in those different colours that are all going to go perfectly well with this collection. This next one here is the You Are Magical. I couldn't read that upside down. That is your stamp and die set with your fairy, with all those little sparkles. I could see these stamps being used in so many different ways. Then we have this embossing folder, which is your glass slipper. So beautiful imagery. If you're going to have I always think this kind of thing is great for making it on the top of a box to give somebody, not a first edition, but a really nice edition of a book for a birthday or something like that. So that whole collection with all of those items in there is just £60 or $80. Platinum price is £48 or $64. You've got some samples over there for us, haven't you? I have.
Yeah, it is really a very magical collection, this, and I think caters for a lot of people. And it's one of those, I think that there'll be somebody that you know that would fit this theme when you've got this collection home, and I absolutely adore it. It has got all that lovely magical Disney-esque kind of feel to this, about those lovely fairy tale stories and those princesses and all that kind of thing, and I love it for that reason. Some amazing samples from our design team, just a few of them that I'm going to show you, and then we'll crack on with the demo because it is beautiful. Like Becky said, when you see it in action, it just looks beautiful. That's been that's like literally a drop shadow. It's been doubled up with a different piece of paper underneath, or cardstock underneath, to really elevate it and make that come to life. And then obviously add in the colour. But it's all these extra little bits as well, Becky, that just bring all of that in. And I love this one. I think this is a really lovely one where the fairy's going and literally dropping a magic dust all over, and look, it's just such a stunning artwork. The embossing folders, I mean, they are beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. No matter how you use these embossing folders, whether you take your ink, one of my favourite things is, of course, to colour an embossing folder. I'll never tire of doing it because it just makes it stand out even more, and because you've got that lovely raised feature to it as well. I adore that one. I'm not going to make any apologies. I've actually done a demonstration with that later on because it's beautiful. But again, look how stunning that is. Add in that bit of layer of cardstock underneath, and then add in the glitter, and now all of a sudden her gown has really come to life and just looked really full and beautiful, and it's definitely based on me, that. I love this one, Becky. I've said this all along, this collection is definitely for me. This is one of my favourite samples that we think Marie's made. We're still not sure.
That's incredible.
It absolutely is. It's a star book, what we call a star book. But every single scene on there, I mean, everything is just... What a gorgeous wedding, birthday, anniversary, wedding anniversary, for someone that you love, for somebody who loves all their Disney kind of, things, because it's really, really quite a magical collection, this, and absolutely stunning. Isn't that the most amazing project? I love that. Keep saying every time. Shoving it down. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Can you do a craft along on that?
That would probably take a little bit longer than 2 hours, to be, in all honesty.
A double craft along, mate.
A double craft along, yeah. It could be a 2-stage one.
Yeah.
Or I could be on one of my notoriously long Facebook Lives where I'm going to do 2 hours, 3-4 hours later, I'm still at it.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
I'm terrible, Becky, I'm terrible. Right, shall we get cracking?
Absolutely, yeah, please do.
I'm going to keep it, I say I'm going to keep it simple, I'm going to keep it simple to start with. And I'm only going to use two of those dies. So my favourite is me and Ben. In my head, it's me and Ben. It's twirling me around the dance floor.
Do you know,
in a great big dress.
When we launched this, would it not have been lovely for all of us to be in princess ball gowns?
Oh, God, yeah. That would have been fun. I would have definitely done that. Would you, Becky?
Yeah.
Been right up my street.
Do you know what? I struggle not to put on some kind of ball gown every day. But you get funny looks, and it's quite difficult to get through the turnstiles at the Tube in a ball gown. It's a bit of a challenge. Because I don't know whether I've worked with you and I've told people about this, but my friend, well, actually the woman that made my wedding dress, she is part of a Facebook group called Ballroom Blitz. Oh. And they go to things in ball gowns.
Oh, really?
So they have a theme. So they had weather as a theme. So they all had ball gowns in, sort of weather themed, or like a big headdress with a cloud or a rainbow on it. And they'll go into, centre of London, and they'll go to like a museum, or they'll go for afternoon tea, but in full big ball gowns. So if you see somebody on the Tube in a full ball gown, it's probably my friend in her group. And I just think that's just such a brilliant idea.
It is.
We
I love
need
it.
more ball gowns in this world.
I love that. Now, Becky, you're probably thinking, why are you using a great big piece and a little small piece? I know you were, because these are actually going to be my mats and layers onto my card. But because I don't want to waste any more of the paper that I've got, because it's precious now, and I will tell you, the 6x6 sold out. We had it this morning, now it's gone. So what I'm doing is I'm making the most of my cardstock. So because that's going to be covered up in the centre, as is that. Yep. So I'm making the most of what I've got. Right. So I'm going to put that onto me plates. Now, I can't find, we're going to have to ask our lovely Jake to find, because I know Michelle will be watching, but Michelle, do you know where the junior size plates are? Because they seem to have vanished. Oh. So they're not here, and I've had a good old route around, and they're not there, Becky. So I've just got me large ones, but I could do with the small ones. So if Jake is around, I know he'll be busy. I know he'll be busy, but I could do with the Gemini, so the 9x6 plate set of the Gemini 2. We're relaying the message. We're so subtle here, aren't we? Yeah. We're so subtle. We're like sending subliminal messages, because he does have his headphones on, doesn't he? And he listens into the show for whenever we need him.
He does, yeah.
So yes, but that's why I'm using this, Becky, is because this paper is absolutely beautiful, but I don't have much of it left now. Yeah. Because I love this paper pad. Being very frugal, yeah, absolutely.
And we should really be like that anyway, shouldn't we? Because,
we should, yeah, definitely. It's something I always try and talk to people about, in terms of when you are doing things like this, is always, you need, because we do, I mean, I've done it in the past, Becky, I've been very wasteful. And I'm always conscious, especially with things that, especially with some paper pads, as you know now, this paper pad's completely gone, the 12x12 and the 6x6 now is gone. So to get the most out of it, definitely think about your, these kind of bits, the gutting kind of part to it. So now I'm just going to make sure I can, we're looking for release all and then realise there's no release all on the back of this one. So I'm just going to take my time in. I said take my time in getting it out. I usually just drop it down onto the counter and it comes out. So it looks like it's needs a bit of helping hand today. So I'm just going to, there we go. Lift that up. Now, because it is that font that you talked about, Becky, and it is quite a delicate font, a very magical font, just be careful. And especially because this is a paper, and not a cardstock, just be careful. But isn't that absolutely?
That is lovely.
Honestly, it's just gorgeous.
That being so intricate, could you still cut that out of a glitter card?
Oh, well, funny you should say that.
Oh.
Because that's exactly what I've done. I've cut it out into some glitter cardstock. It's almost like you read my mind there, Becky. Because I am going to do a little bit of a drop shadow with it as well. So I'm going to place over the top to create a little bit of a drop shadow.
Right,
so I'll pop that in a second. I have actually done it with my Mr. and Mrs. as well. So I've popped a little... Sorry, I popped that there as well, but I'm going to put these onto my mats and my layers because I want to get that down. I'm not going to do any more die cutting now. Now I am using our, just, you know, we call it the purple, but I always say it's like a purple pink. Do you know the luxury cardstock that we have? From the encapsulated glitter, the mirror and the matte, the satin one, it's from there.
Right,
that's the one. But as you can see, it's like a very... What colour would you call it, Becky? Because I look at it and see pinky purple tones running through there.
I mean, I think it's like cerise, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's not. It's like you say, it's somewhere in between, like that pink and the. I don't know.
Yeah, we call it purple, but it's like
Disco flamingo, I'm going to call it.
It's like when we call our square ink daubers, we call them square. We all know the rectangle. It's like the same with this one. Now, I am using tacky glue because I'm going onto a coated cardstock. So when you use a coated cardstock, the best glue to use so that you're not going to do any... So sometimes if you use... Well, it will do because it's solvent based. If you use your all-purpose underneath that layer now, if you get any spillages or any splurge that comes out, of course you can rub it off, but when you rub it off, it takes away the colour. And that's for your satin card as well as your glitter card. So I'm not going to worry too much about this because I'm going to just trim these bits. I don't want those sticking down. So I'm just going to grab my little scissors. I'll grab my next scissors. And I'm just going to trim that off because I'm not really fussed about that. It's going to be covered up in a second. So I'm just going to trim that out. So that's that one down, and then I'm going to come in with the next one. Now, obviously, I can't do it here because, well, actually, I could have cut that out of there, but I did have a scrap piece because, again, that's got to be covered up. So, yeah, we could have got away with that one. Oh, she says it's going to be covered up. I've just realised what I've done, Becky. Little faux pas. Oopsie daisy. Well, it doesn't matter. I've just realised my little faux pas. This is not going to be covered up.
It's, I always think the papers, there's sacrilege choosing which side to choose, isn't it?
Because they're so beautiful. I mean, this side is just equally as gorgeous. Yeah, you'll forgive me faux pas in a minute because you'll see when you see the style of my card. Perhaps I should have took it out of both of those pieces.
Oh dear.
Or do you know what I should have done? I should have just asked my little Jakey, have you got any spare? Because I am literally running low at home and I didn't have any spare to do it, so I should have just asked him at the beginning. But it'll be fine, Becky, it'll be fine. We'll get away with it. So I'm just going to leave those to dry for a second. Yep. And then I'm just going to do the drop shadowing with this. Now, this is when you can add ink around these, so you could lift it a little bit by adding a little bit of ink, but it's just such a lovely design. It doesn't really need anything. It's when you can create your silhouettes because it's been designed that way. Of course, you can at all points, you can colour these in. I did say I was going to keep it nice and simple to start with. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So drop shadow, I've just dropped it down slightly. If I just lift that up for a second. So there's that little hint of a shadow underneath there. Very difficult to see in that, there we go, that's better. Where you can see
tiny bit just works so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And again, I've used tacky glue because I don't want to strip any of that colour where I've got that drop shadow feature. There are lovely little places on here though. Do you know if you do want to add your pens to it, because there's like the score line of the dress, score line of her hair, his hair. So you could, if you want, to colour that in. But I do like the drop shadow effect. So I'm going to come in again with this one and I'm going to do exactly the same. Now, it's I say a tad trickier, but paper it's only 180 GSM. So with it being 180 GSM, it's not as solid or as rigid as you would get with a cardstock that's got like 300 GSM tagged to it. So just a bit more careful with these when you're doing it in paper, but it looks so effective. And I think it's worth that, as I would call it, worth the faff. Yeah. Worth the faff. So I'm going to start with the once. And I'm just going to come in, and again, I'm just going to slightly drop it, just an inch,
when
a tiny amount.
Drop shadow, do you do them do you do them all the certain way? Do you do it the same way each time? Do you do slightly to the left or slightly to the right?
I am a bit of a creature of a habit, so I drop it down and then to the right.
Right, okay.
So I am a little bit, what's the word? Yeah, it is a creature of habit, isn't it? I don't know what I've done with me up. Where's me up gone? Have I knocked it off? Oh dear Lord. Thank you, Charlotte. She says, I think it came out in the die, so I'm gonna search my die in a second.
Okay.
Because I did say when it's paper, you have to be slightly careful because it's not the same what's that word? Rigidity as cardstock. So when you want to do this drop shadow effect, it's just that little bit more fiddlier, but it is worth it in the end. So just persevere. Although she's saying that now, I realise that the up is missing, as you can see. However, I do have one cut out, so I'll search the die in a bit. Let me just come in with me up part. There we go. And then I'm going to just add a little bit more to that as well.
With regards to the glitter cardstock we were saying before, where you know what colour it is. Sandra Dundas says, I think the glitter card is very clever in that with the pinks it looks pink, and then with purple it looks purple, and it picks up all the different hues. Yeah. We are very lucky. We've got some really beautiful encapsulated cards, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Absolutely, we have. And there you go. That's my little once upon a time done. So I'm just going to leave that there to dry just for a second. Let me get rid of all those little bits. Right, card base. So I'm going to do a little bit of a concept one. So this piece of multi-purpose cardstock measures at 6.5 inches. Let me just go there. 6.5 inches by 11.5 inches, and I've scored it at. And I'll let me just show you because then let me there. That's better. Let's do it that way. I've scored it at 6.5 inches, 8 inches. Yep. 9.5 inches and 11. So what I'm doing here basically is creating a little bit of a fold to go on the front of the card, which is, you're going to see in a second, my little faux pas. I'm going to do all of these as a mountain fold, every single one. And then the last one, let me just come in that one as well, and I'm just going to pop those down. So it's almost creating a little bit of a cubed front. So it's going to come all the way around. So this is how it's planned. Yeah. So 11.5 by 6.5. Score it at 6.5, 8, 9.5 and 11, and then just fold them all in so it creates that cube, because that's where I'm going with this one. That is going to be the front part of the card. Now you're going to see me faux pas, Becky.
I'm looking forward to this.
Because actually I think it gives it character, Becky, is what I think. I always say there's no mistakes in card making. No. They're all happy accidents, and sometimes things like this happen to the best of us.
The thing is, I remember watching or reading something on Facebook, and someone was saying how it took them so long to do a card. And they were saying, you watch, yourself and all the other craft experts, and they make it in no time at all. But there's hours and hours of prep beforehand to get here, isn't there? And they're made 2 or 3 times beforehand before you see them. So I don't think you should be beating yourself up if, something doesn't quite work out. Because,
exactly.
We're all the same.
Exactly.
The amount of times I've sewn something and I've stitched it run backwards or upside down or back to front. It's always the way.
Oh, it happens to us all, Becky, it really does. And it just proves that you're all human, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
We're all human. Now, my mats and my layers, as I've often described when I do mats and layers. So the base of that card, of the actual base, is like 6.5 by 6.5. So I take it down 1/4 inch. So the the purple one was 6 1/4 square. The paper itself is 6 by 6. And then my strip's exactly the same. So because I know it's 6.5, and then this piece here, if I'll just measure that for you, it comes in at 1.5. So all you do is take it down again that 1/4 inch, and the same with your paper, and you'll get your perfect mats and layers that fit into there.
Excellent.
So that's how I always look at things. Let me just put that with, actually, I'll do it with my wet glue now, because it's not the coated cardstock that it's going onto, it's going onto a multi-purpose cardstock. So now I've switched glues. This is why I always say about your glues. You need every glue for every occasion and for all different jobs. This will give me extra rigidity because it dries like cement. It's rock hard when it dries. And I'm just going to make sure that's nice and even. And what I tend to look at is where I've popped it, I want it all like in that straight line. So can you see it almost looks well, it's that little finishing touch is what I mean by that. Now, I'm going to use some red liner tape actually for this one, for this little bit. So I'm going to pop on a strip of red liner tape. So let's come down with some red liner. Now, at this stage, you can absolutely cover all of your, so you could cover these up if you wanted to, if you want to go for that full finishing touch. I have done on the top part, and I'll show you in a second what I mean by that, because I've got another base to add on to this. But I'm just going to show you how to put this together. So let's take off the red liner tape. Just going to tuck that little flap in. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra leeway time because it is super strong double-sided adhesive, but I want a bit of wiggle movement in case I get my cube wrong, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to come back down because this is now going to create that cube element, and again I'm just going to line that up, and because I've used red liner tape and the wet glue at the same time, it means that I can actually position this. So easiest way to do is flatten it right out, pop it down into place, and then burnish again, and then if you can, get your finger underneath so that you can, like, you know, stick the glue down, or just turn it over and do it with your finger. And you can rub all that glue off because the glue is the all-purpose, which goes up into, like, I call them little glue bogies because it rolls up into those little balls. But what it means is that there, by simply flattening it out and then lining it up, you know that you've got it on nice and straight, and you know that when it's up, the cube is at that perfect square angle. Can you see?
Yep.
Now, if at that stage you wanted to pop another little strip into there, you can do, but I'm not too fussed about that one, Becky. It don't matter to me.
No. Okay.
Although in a second you'll see my little faux pas. Move that to one side because what I need now is a bit about the front part, because I'm going to add onto here another little layer.
Okay.
So this piece of cardstock, if I remember rightly, measures at 7 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I've just put a 2 score lines in here, and I've popped in at, oh, let me just remember, oh, that's it, turn it that way, 1/2 inch and 2 inches, so you've got 2 score lines. Again, both mountain folds at this stage, because again, we're creating the illusion of a cubed card. So you can see now, you've got this element, because this is going to stick onto the front part, and that's going to stick onto the base, so we're creating that double thing. Now, can you see me faux pas?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to drop onto here my matten layer that I did with the first one. So again, and this, if you look at the measurement on this now, this actually measures at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Do these at any size, to be fair, Becky, but I just thought it was quite a nice size in terms of my card base that I'd started with. So I'm going to pop down again some all-purpose all the way around.
And you always use 1/4 inch increments.
I do, yeah. Sometimes I change that up if I'm adding more than one. So normally my mats and layers are just one mat and layer where I've got a card base and then a paper in front of it. Sometimes I frame it more, and so I frame it down. That's when I might alter those. I might change it up a little bit. But 9 times out of 10, 99.9%, I tend to do just a 1/4 inch increment. Yeah. And then I'm just going to put a little bit on the top here as well in terms of that strip. So again, all you need to do is remember your strip size, the depth, and come down that 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to add a little bit of wet glue again onto this base. Stick that on. Again, I'm just making sure it's all lined up, so it's a bit more, is it aesthetically, what's that word?
Aesthetically pleasing.
Thank you, that word. Yeah, we're going with that word. Because
but that's what makes it look.
Yes.
Go from handmade to handcrafted.
Exactly.
Just that little bit of extra, noticing getting everything lined up and everything.
Exactly. That is exactly it, and it's that little finishing touch that makes all the difference on the look. So you can see that's all nice and straight, all nice and even. I'm just going to stick that down again. On the front though, before I pop that down, I have used some of our nesting dies. These, as daft as it sounds, are the stitched edged circled, and it's the number 2 because we had a circle one and then we had these fancy shape ones. They live on my craft desk, Becky. I absolutely love them. I use nesting dies so many times when I'm crafting. Every crafter should have a good set of nesting dies. I might get producer Dean to have a little look on the website and see if we've got anything in terms of nesting dies, because they're my go-to, literally every time I craft, my go-to thing. I'm just looking for some... Oh, they're all small. I think these are all the tiny ones. Let me see if I've got some bigger... I've got some ones in my bag. Some bigger foam pads, because I'm going to lift that as well. So I can hear our Dean in the background. He's having a little look around. But we've had lots of nesting. We have lots of decorative nesting dies. I know that much. I always put one in the middle as well to give it a bit of rigidity again. So it's not a saggy middle. We don't want a sagging middle section to it.
You don't want a saggy middle or a soggy bottom,
That's
do you?
it. We don't, Becky. Oh, no, come on. You will lift off, you little devil. Come on. Come on. There you go. Off you go. And then I'm going to just stick that down into, I was going to say the centre, but I'm going to off-centre it a little bit. And there's a reason I'm doing that, Becky. Okay. Just making sure that that little area what I've cut out is covered up.
Yep.
Because I have got, for my sentiment, another one in the smaller sections. Because can you see with my nesting dies?
Oh, yep.
I've just gone down, I've used 4 of them, but I'm not using them as a nesting, I'm using them as another one to marry up and double up there. See, I could have got both out of that piece because I never thought I was cutting up here. Silly old me.
Never mind.
Silly old me, never mind. So is it do as I say, not as I do? That's the old saying, isn't it?
And have you used ink on those as well?
I have used a touch of the lovely ink around the edges. So do you know the lovely shimmer ink pads that come with the collection?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I've done. It's just to soften it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not as a harsh white. So can you just see, I've literally tickled. And when I say tickled, use one of my finger daubers and tickle round the edge. Absolutely. Yeah, well noted there, Becky, well noted. Now, let me come in with my sentiment. So we'll put this down as well. It's all dried off now. So I'm just going to come in. At this stage, normally would use a dotty tape pen, but I almost feel like, here's what you could have won earlier kind of thing, because we haven't got any in stock. When they come back in stock, then I'll probably take to using them again, she says.
I was saying yesterday I didn't order any, which was really silly because I thought, oh, I'll get those. I'll order them tomorrow. They just went, didn't they?
Exactly. Becky, it's happened to me. Honestly, it happened to me.
You have to strike while the iron's hot, really.
Strike while the iron's hot. I ordered what I thought was a box.
Yeah.
Turns out I ordered one.
Oh, no.
And a lovely, lovely viewer sent me a couple in from her stash because I genuinely didn't have any in my stash at home. I got none, there were none anywhere. And Tracy's a bit tight. She won't part with them.
No.
She will not part with them.
She hides them, doesn't she?
She hides them, yeah. She's got a secret. They've both got a secret stash. Her and Julia. Jake's usually good. I'll work on Jake today, actually, because I'll probably get some from Jake. Because we don't know when they're coming back in.
No.
We're hoping they're coming in soon. However, we're not sure when.
So I missed out on the brushes for the Duet ink pads.
Oh God,
and
I was lucky.
It was one of those things like, oh, I'll order those in a minute. And then something happened, and then, you know, they've gone. So I'm waiting. We're champing at the bit for those as well as the dotty tape pens. I think like lots of people.
I adore those brushes.
Oh, I've got a secret.
What's the secret?
Can I tell?
Have you got a secret? What's your secret? What are you allowed?
This is from Rachel. If
What's
you're in the UK, Hobbycraft might have some of the standard base.
What was that? What was that? I didn't hear. You have to shout up.
So if you're looking for some of the nesting dies and they're out of stock on our website, you may be able to get some in Hobbycraft in the UK.
Well, yes, because
let's have a look.
Yeah, because Rachel, I was there doing some demonstrations and they had them, and they had the originals.
Was
the
that
circles.
Someone had posted up a picture on Facebook, hadn't they? They'd seen some in there. Because I think I missed out on quite a lot of the nesting dies. And I have the multimedia ones. I have the hearts and the squares and the triangles and the circular ones. But I don't have any of the stitched ones. And I really want those. These ones I think are beautiful.
Yeah.
I think, again, one of those things, as soon as you see them, you've got to go for them.
Exactly, yeah, definitely. I know what else, Becky, as well, because you have some lovely multimedia ones, because I use those a lot as well, and there's an alphabet as well that you guys had, and I got them. Oh my God, it's my favourite alphabet.
Yeah,
I use it all the time.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Just because you can
cut them out
3 or 4 times. You can get. I love them.
Yeah,
absolutely love them. Right, in terms of my, as you can see, I double layered up this one because I'd already lifted this, so I double layered that one, and I'm just going to pop on the back just a couple because I'm going to lift my little couple off there as well. Creates a little bit extra dimension shadow underneath as well when you do this. So I'm going to come in now and add those onto there.
Oh, that's lovely.
And, well, We've got them. We might as well use them, haven't we? Look how many we've got here. Well, I said look how many we've got left. Can I get away with using that one? I think I can. I think I will.
So I'd like those as like body glitter.
Hey, yeah, that you put on your face.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, for festivals and all those kind of things. Yeah, it's gorgeous, aren't
Or
they?
just for Tesco shop.
Just a what?
Just for the Tesco shop.
You go.
Yeah.
Does producer Dean
Do you wear
do
a
you
bit
go
of
into the
glitter?
Tesco shop with like lovely little things like this attached to your face? Do your kiddies get you all dolled up with all the makeup and stuff like that they have to practice on daddies? Of course they have to practice on daddies, don't they? Oh, he's a sweet daddy, isn't he? Did you wear him, Becky?
Yeah, he said he does wear glitter, but only at the weekends.
Are we allowed him to tell your children's names, producer Dean? Because he's beautiful. Kid A and Kid B. Oh, they've got the most beautiful names. They're gorgeous, gorgeous names. I think you chose really beautiful, beautiful names for your kiddies. Absolutely gorgeous. And very unusual, aren't they, as well? But yeah, love. We need to see a picture, Dean. We need to see a picture. I'm just debating, Becky. Shall I add a little? Oh no, I'll add a bow. I'll add a bow. Yeah, don't get too carried away with your diamantes, Debbie. Because these aren't mine, they're the studio set. However, let's get ready to pop this on again as well. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to pop on here again another bit of red liner tape. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to be giving myself a little bit of leeway time, because what I'm going to do is add that all-purpose glue. And when I add the all-purpose glue, it gives me that wiggle time again to get it into position, because I want to add as well onto the bottom part. So I'll say the bottom, I mean just under here, although I think I'll add, let's get that right, let me add a thicker piece. Yeah, we'll add a nice thick one as well. Do we have any red liner tapes on the show at all today, producer Dean? Ooh. Any adhesives? Got to have some
we're going to have a look.
adhesives.
Red liner tape, I think, is one of those things that I didn't know I needed until I had it. And I was like, my goodness, this stuff's brilliant.
Oh my God, yeah. It's the one glue that I would literally cry if I'd run out of. That and this.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Do you know, I've been using that for felt.
You've
The Kalal all-purpose, brilliant.
Do you
for
use
felt.
it for felt?
Yeah, really good for felt. I mean, it's
Ooh.
no good if you know, obviously we don't tend to wash felts, but if you're going to be making something quick with some felt, that it dries really, really quickly.
Yeah.
We've got felt glue and textile glue, but if you want something that's going to work really quickly and you're not going to do anything with it afterwards, I find that's really good glue to use.
Now, Becky, I'm just coming in and I've just lined this up first. So can you see where I've popped it, that first part? And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to tuck that in. Because how you would do it, again, is you want it to fold. Oh, I haven't put the red. Oh, I hadn't put the wet glue on then.
Oh.
I want that little bit of wiggle time just to get that into position and into place. So I'm just going to come in and just drop that down, because I want it to be quite squared off. So I look at it first. I mean, there are easier ways. You can line it up and just drop those folds when it folds up.
Yeah.
However, while I've got that bit of wet glue on, it's going to give me the positioning time, is that the right word?
Yeah.
The wiggle time to get that on. Let me just make sure I've got that down. There we go. And I'm quite happy with where that is. And again, I'm just, what did I say about solvent glue? Oh, hey, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because I use solvent glue underneath on my red line tape. Look what it's done.
Is that because it's hit the...
It's hit the glitter.
Ah,
so
right.
I must have had some... Can you see?
Yeah.
This is absolutely fabulous, because people don't believe me when I say that the solvent glue will strip the colour of the glitter. And as you've just seen, it absolutely has, because I added the wet glue underneath the tape. So, yes, that's a good way of showing you that it does strip that. However, I'm not going to worry too much because it's up at the top, and I can always cover that with a gem or two. But you can start to see the style of the card now, looking really lovely. And I'm just going to finish off with a little bow in the corner, and we've got all these gorgeous ribbons on here. Debating, purple's out, it's too purple, pink's out, it's too pink, so we're going to go with that one. And I think I'm going to go with the medium size one. So, and then I'm just going to tie myself a little bow, a couple of bunny ears. Just make sure I get that right. Because you can use your things like on your Ultimate Pro, you've got your bow maker. Yeah. I know there's lots of things in terms of making bows where you can use, there's lots of things out on the market, isn't there, with bow making for items. I know when I used to go to the Doncaster show, there was a man there that sold. They look like Afro cars. Yeah, the Bowman. Yeah. He always at all the shows, weren't he?
He does like really they've got lots of teeth on them, so you can make multiple bows.
Yes.
Different sizes.
Yeah, I bought those before as well, Becky. I've got lots of them in my craft room. However,
that's a very quick bow you've done. I struggled to make a bow.
I usually just do my bunny. My dad taught me bunny ears when I was younger to tie my shoelaces, and so I use that to make it in my bow making. So I'm just going to add that little touch, finishing touch, just onto there. And I think what I'll do is I'll use solid glue just into that corner. Let me just make sure that's nice and flat there. Wait a minute, is this? Oh, do you know? Every time, if Johnny were here right now, he'd say, Debbie, it's every time you pick up a tape pen. There we go, that's better. Look, you can see it's nice and full. So I'm just going to come in, add a bit of tape, and just stick that down. Normally I would use like a hot glue gun at this stage to stick down my ribbon. But there you go, Becky. A nice, lovely concept card. And you can, if you want, at this stage, you could add a back layer on, so it could be a tent fold. But they will stand. Obviously, at the minute, it's all dry and it needs to just dry off and get the... Once the glue's dry, it gives me the rigidity, so it will stand up for you as well. But isn't that just a beautiful, beautiful collection?
I love that card. I've never seen someone make that card before. What do you call that? A Debbie card?
No, it's a cube card. It's like a cube. Card. Yeah, it's like it's just because there's lots of cube cards that are out. Cubed.
It's a cubed card.
Cubed card. Yeah, it's like a cube on a cube. But there are lots of different variant styles on there. I don't know the specific name, but it's just another. It's one that I've seen on internet many times, and it's a lovely one. It's something a little bit different than your normal standard cards, and that's what I like to do. I like to make things sometimes a little bit outside the box.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's brilliant. I love that. Michelle Harris says, I love the colours on this card. I do too. I think those colours work really well. Love this style of card from Michelle again. Sandra Dundas says, red liner tape, glue gun, glue sticks and all-purpose glue are all the things I order and then forget about ordering and have to do it all over again. Yeah, I think you're right. Those are the things that you always need. Now, if you've been sort of inspired by that and you may want to get some of our encapsulated glitter card, we've got a collection of different cardstocks here. The first one I'm going to show you is a selection of, these are the precious golds. You've got a whole host of different gold colours. So this is like your Centura Pearl card here. Beautiful colours that you've got here. Old golds, bright golds, sort of more vintage golds. I mean, that's almost like a green gold that you've got in here. So that's your precious golds. You've got 36 sheets of that. Then you've got your luxury cardstock in your green. So this has your mirrored card. It has your sort of satin mirrored card, is what I don't know what the official term is, but you know what I mean, this one down here. And then you've got your encapsulated glitter card. So encapsulated glitter card means that you know, if you're rubbing your hands over it, you're not going to find all the glitters flying all over the place. It's going to work much better. If you buy some very cheap glitter card, it just all falls apart and you just end up with a sort of grotty piece of a card that doesn't have any glitter left onto it. So that is your green pack. You've also got the pink pack. So this again has the 3 different types of card in here, including that encapsulated glitter card you've just seen Debbie using at the moment. And then you also have your pack of silver in here. So each of these have 30 sheets altogether. So you've got that mirrored card, you've got well, matte mirrored card or sort of satin finish, and then you've got encapsulated glitter card in silver. All of these, huge amount of cardstock you're getting in here. So those 4 packs are just £30 or $45. Your platinum price is £24 or $36 here. So that's a really good one to have then. The next thing I've got for you are the Totally Tiffany workstation in purple and the tote bag. Now these are invaluable. I've got 2 of these now and I just find them so useful because it almost seems like a never-ending bag. You can keep on fitting something else in new. Very, very strong. I know Tiffany talks about fitting in the Thanksgiving turkey into this bag and transporting it. And I reckon, because I like to think of things in terms of chocolate bars or animals, this is a 2 puppy bag. I think 2 Labrador puppies you can fit in here. They'll be a bit snug, but 2 Labrador puppies in here. So you've got a little pouch at the back here. You've got these very, very strong taped handles here. It's nice and sturdy. As I say, I fill these up with all of my craft things when I'm coming to do shows. It never seems to be full. It always seems like I fit one more thing in, and it always feels nice and strong. Down here at the bottom, you've got a solid base on here. It's really, really ideal for when you're doing your crafting. And of course, it folds down sort of flat. So if you don't need it, you're not going to be using up loads and loads of space. But this also comes with the lowest, so that's the lowest tote. This is your workstation. Now this, I mean, I always think when you see it in purple, it's much better for you to be able to see it because you can see all the different pouches. Whenever Tiffany's put these together, she has really thought about using every single tiny bit of space. So even down the sides, you've got these little areas where you can pop things like rulers. You've got all of these different places around to the back. You can fit your 12 by 12 paper pads in here. You can fit your Gemini plates in here. You can fit all sorts of different things. Having one of these for each of your different crafts just means that you can keep everything nice and organised. You can pop it away. You can even take it to your craft class by popping it in here with all of your other bits and pieces. This is a really, really cool idea of keeping you nice and organised and being able to see all of the items that you've got here. £30 or $37 for these two, or £24 or $29.60 for this as well. Lois says, beautiful card, Debbie, thank you. I will try this style of card. It's just lovely. I'm going to try that too. Colin says, I love the mirror and the glitter cards from Crafter's Companion. I have a huge stack of them and I love using them. I think they're great. I love the glitter cards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to do a bit more shopping in the break, I reckon. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to do next. Sean says, I buy the Violet Studio bows and use the jars to store sequins in afterwards. That's a good idea because they're already made bows, aren't they?
They are, yes, already made, so you don't have to worry about doing anything.
Saves a bit of time,
Of course it does, yeah.
It does. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll give you the opportunity to check out your baskets and come back in a couple of moments because we've got more lovely things to show you.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I just realised it's Notting Hill Carnival today, which I've never been to. Have you ever been to a carnival, Debbie?
No. I have never been to a proper carnival,
Festival?
No. No, I don't do festivals.
No.
No, that's not my thing.
It's not mine either.
It's not mine, no.
I don't mind a festival when it's a day and I can go home.
Yeah.
But I'm not camping. I'm not a camping kind of person.
No. I've loved camping in the past. When I was younger, I used to camp. But as I've got older, it does not appeal to me in the slightest.
No.
If I did go camping, I would have to take like a 4-poster bed with me and put it up in the tent because I just can't do. I've got a sleepover tomorrow with my granddaughter, and because I still haven't got that bedroom sorted, I've got a double, like a king-size inflatable bed, and I'm going to have to blow that up. And that's. I mean, I'm in the comfort of my own home. Yeah. However, it gives me camping vibes, those air beds. No, I mean, back in the day when I first started camping, it were like there were no such thing as the inflatables. You slept on a ground sheet and a sleeping bag, and you had lumps and bumps sticking in. I mean, there were the days. Oof.
It's
God,
not for me. My husband always talked about camping when he was a child. He loved camping. He really enjoyed it, and he took me camping to northern Spain. And he said, "It'll be hot. You won't need a sleeping bag. You just need a sheet." I tell you what, I spent the whole time freezing, really cold, drinking hot tea laced with Baileys. Or coffee laced with Baileys to keep warm. And I woke up one morning and I wasn't enjoying myself. I'd had a bit of a cry in the shower block. I mean, the fact that there was a shower block made me cry anyway, but I had a little cry in the shower block. And I woke up and I went like that, and I had a spider in my hair, and I had a mouse on my pillow looking at me.
Oh, no!
And I was thinking, this is not for me. This is not for me. So I want to know about your camping stories, your festival stories, and your carnival stories today. Let us know. Have you been to Notting Hill Carnival? Would it be something that you'd be interested in doing? I've never been, and it's literally round the corner from me. I could get there in 10 minutes and I've never been.
You're serious and you've never been?
I've never been.
Becky's on your doorstep.
I know. I think it's normally because bank holiday weekends, we're normally going away, we're normally seeing family, we're normally doing something like that. And, obviously this weekend I'm working. But I've never been. And I've never really... I suppose you want to go with a big group of people, and you want to know where to be. You don't want to be, you want to be somewhere that's close to a loo. Let's be honest. I'm not one for sort of standing on a street corner for hours on end, dancing to the music, and nowhere to go to.
Oh God, no.
Have a quiet moment.
No.
But yes, let us know. Now, Lynn Blackledge has already come in and she says you need to come to the Isle of Wight. We have carnivals every week of the school holidays.
Is that Lynn?
Yes.
Oh, I know.
I didn't know that.
Do you know, I would absolutely dearly love to go to the Isle of Wight. I really would. It's somewhere that's always appealed to me.
I've never been.
No, I've never been. Yeah. And I hear Lynn, because Lynn and both Gareth, they're from there as well, Gaz, and Lynn. And every time I see pictures that they post, I think, oh my God, I'd love to go. I'd love to go. I might have to do you know, we might have to do that and go and see Lynn while we're there.
Could do. Well, I think we need a craft expert day out.
Yes, we do. Yes. Shall we tell Jenny we'll have a day off, all of us?
Yeah, all of us. Yeah,
everywhere, all of us across the team.
But maybe we should do a girls on tour thing.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
You could come to London.
Yeah.
Everyone could come and stay at mine. We can do a little thing around London. We can come and see you. We can go and see each craft expert.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
sounds good.
suggest it.
That sounds good.
I'm going to suggest it. Yeah, I'll message in. I think that's a great idea. We can do a little tour around the country. Right, we've got some other deals for you. I'm getting a bit distracted by organising a work holiday. We're going to have a look at the Creator Card grab bag that we've got here. We always put together really cool grab bags, really cool gift bags with some special deals in here. This one here has got a selection of our Creator Card dies here. The first one I've got is your, reading it upside down, classic lace. Why do I always read the German version first of all and try and work out what it is? This is your classic lace. Do you want me to say it in German? Classic Spitz.
Classic Spitz? Classic Spitz?
Spitz. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what that
Classic
is?
Spitz. Oh. This next one is, oh gosh, Osterreicher Elegante Rahmen. This is interchangeable elegant frame. That would be why it's quite difficult. Yeah, I think we stick with English. My German is not very good. I haven't spoken German for a very long time. I only really remember das ist ein Gummibaum, which means that's a rubber plant. Very useful when you go to Germany. And kannst du Ihnen helfen? This is your triple easel card. That's can I help you? Oh. That I love. I really like this card here. And this final one is your lovebirds with a separate little die to cut out the little lovebirds in there. So this is only available until midnight tomorrow.
Becky, look at the price.
Tonight.
Look at the price.
I know.
That is a brilliant grab bag.
So I always think, we always have new viewers, don't we? We always have people watching for the very first time, or people who perhaps you're doing one type of craft and you're just sort of starting into another. These bags are always really great for you to get to start to try something a little bit new and to build up your stash, because you hear us talk about creator cards, and I know when my if you're watching, hi. I know if when you first get started, it's quite bewildering the amount of products there are. Being able to use a creator card, immediately you're making something very, very quickly, and it looks incredible. All your friends will be thinking, oh goodness, I don't know how that person made that, and you don't need to tell them that, you know, it's just a quick pass through the Gemini and some nice card, and you've got a card ready made for you. So this price, £25 or $35, platinum price just £20 or $28 for those 4 different dies, creator card dies, is a really, really good deal. Do take advantage of that. Good one there. And what have you got over there, Debbie?
I've got a grab bag.
Excellent.
And my grab bag's a storage grab bag, though, because it's all about the storage from Talk to Tiffany. And this is a really good one. And I mean, I'm just thinking, I've seen kind of a theme going off here. £25, $35. Club Platinum price. Look at the saving. Club Platinum price, $20 or $28. When you see what you're getting in here, I'll start with one of the buddy bags first, which is that lovely Karen bag. And this is absolutely fabulous because it holds quite a nice, well, to be fair, with our buddy bag system, you can put whatever you want into here, Becky. Yeah. So for me, this is absolutely fabulous. And it's a really quite a lovely sized one as well. And you can store cards and envelopes, you can store stamps, metal dies, embossing folders, whatever it is that you want to store, you've got a really good, Karen's a big girl. She is a big girl, and it's a really lovely sized one there. So this is coming in your grab bag. Alongside Karen, you've got Katya, another lovely one where you can pop your tools into there, your stencils, stamps and dust. It's entirely up to you what you're going to do with this. But the Katya one is the buddy bag that's got the pull-out little drawers. So there's 4 separate drawers into there that you can, and they're very simple to put together as well. If we get time later, we'll show you how easy it is to put these together. But it is your clear storage, and it's one of those like Tiffany's talked about. If you can see it, you'll use it, because that's exactly what you're getting with Tiffany's system. It's see-through, you can see it. It means you're going to use it because it's in anything hidden away, I can guarantee you won't use. If you can see it, you will use it, because you'll think, ooh, and that's how I'm like when I see mine when I've got them above the shelves. Absolutely. So that's 2 buddy bags. We've got Karen and Katya, and then also in here, for £25 or $35, 2 fantastic buddy bags, and then the triangle one, the Triangle Traveller. This is fabulous. Oh, why haven't we got one? I need to get Jake to go and get me one out because this is amazing. I'll turn it around so you can see the pictures. Of course, they are available in other colours, but you're going to get the purple one today. So obviously, Crafter's Companion Purple. And the storage in here is phenomenal because you've got all of these clear bags that all pull out as well. So they're all on that hook and loop, yeah. Thank you. The hook and loop, super strong. It means you can have it flat on your desk, you can have it hinged on your desk because they've got the drawstring pulls, or you just simply roll it back up into that triangle shape. I'm going to get you one out so you can see it because I'm aware there are new viewers that probably don't even understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'll get one out for later on because I think this is a craft fault deal. Right. I think. Yeah. I'm just getting producer Jean to check. Jean? I do apologise, Dean. Producer Dean, did you say where your mum was in? Must have channelled your mum's inner energy there. Must have been seeping through there. Producer Dean, to check if this is a Monday mega deal or if this is a craft vault deal, because I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a crazy bank holiday deal, so it means it's all across the day. Excellent. Even better. Yep. But we will get one out later for you to show. This is a really... You're kidding. £25 for this on its own? Well, that's the price of your bag. Yeah, so absolutely. That's what you pay for. These two beauties you're getting for free. And I love storage. I absolutely talk about storage such a lot because I did my own storage in terms of getting everything sorted myself. What a cracking deal for £25 or $35. But take a look at that lowest price that you'll pay if you are one of our Club Platinum members. £20 or $28. That's an amazing saving. And we did say, and we did promise at the beginning of the show, some great bank holiday crazy deals. That is one of them, Becky. So yeah, so you've got another one. I have. I've got a Spectrum Noir bag. This first one, I've got a selection of your tri-blend brushes. So if you've not used your Spectrum Noir pens before, this is a great opportunity for you to get a little mixture of everything, so you can try everything out. So these are our brush ones. Those are really pretty colours in all of those kind of natural tones. So great for sort of skin tones in there. Then we have some of our glitter pens. You can see the colours we've got here, sort of those really sort of beautiful kind of deep sapphire colours and emerald colours, beautiful there. Then we've got a Classique pen. So the Classiques are our alcohol markers with a chisel nib and a fine nib. We also have one of our illustrators. So this, as I say, this is a great opportunity for you to try all of the different types of pens that we have. And then finally we have, we've got our rose gold metallic pigment ink pad here as well. So a whole host of different types of things for you to use. Again, a great price, just £25, $35. Platinum price is £20 or $28 for all of these. And this is a great way of sort of boosting your stash, but also sort of trying out these different types of pens for you to get. As I say, we know we do try and we're sort of conscious that some people that are watching are new, and therefore, you know, you want to sort of build up your stash, which is why we try and give you these great deals. With regards to going on to festivals, I've got a couple of comments from people actually. So Lynn Blacklish says, today is St Helens Carnival, but I'm so fatigued, so I'm not going. I'm going to watch Crafter's Companion instead and finish my gingerbread house. Aww. Now, I need to know, is it a gingerbread house that like Michelle was doing in the craft along, or is it actually a gingerbread house? I know, because I love my friend makes a gingerbread house every year. Yeah. As in, I'm eating one, and she makes the most amazing creations. And I'm fancying a bit of gingerbread now. Do you know, I might go out in the break and go and get everyone a gingerbread person. Oh God, yeah, I haven't had one for ages, and I do love a bit of ginger. I'll get you one a bit later. Lillian says, Becky, I went to Notting Hill Carnival years ago, but it was too crowded. And had I ever been to Wardour Street at Chinese New Year? Yeah, I have been, and she said it was like that. And you're like that, just being moved around by other people. It's not my idea of fun. No. I love to watch them. Yeah. And I've seen them in films and things like that, and documentaries, and I love that. But the idea of being, oh, no. I once did, and it wasn't a festival, but I once did a gig in Green Park in Belfast to see Snow Patrol. Wanted to see them for years. When I first got there, I'm saying a few hundred, probably a few thousand there, great, but we're okay. But the minute they came on, I've never experienced anything like it. I was squashed like a sardine, and then I said to my friend Claire, I need to go to the toilet. I said, I need you to stand by something. I walked up and got my stair all the way to the top. Then I turned round and cried because all I saw was thousands upon thousands of people thinking, I don't know where Claire is. And I just went into the toilet, I had a breakdown in the toilet, and thought, oh my God, I'm in this place. And so for me, the big crowds don't appeal, the squashed in sardine feature. I mean, it took me over an hour to find her.
No.
An hour to find it. Were awful. I never want to experience that ever again. So for me, festivals are a no-no. But I love the idea of them. I think they're absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, especially when you watch them like from home and you watch Glastonbury. It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Do you want another grab deal?
I do, please.
Another grab bag for you I've got here. This is a really good one because it's a Sarah Signature one. You always know with our Sarah Signature collections, there's always going to be some really brilliant ones in there. And for all you newbies that have never seen these collections before, it's like a selection collection box grab bag because it's a few items from different collections that Sarah's brought out that are absolutely mega deals. £25, $35. The lowest you're going to pay is £20 today with that $28 tag on as well. If you are brand new to Club Inspire or already one of our Club Platinum members. I'll show you the value of the bag. So in terms of the value of the bag, with our dragonfly, our dancing dragonflies, that beautiful lily frame there, and it is the water lily frame. It's got that lovely solid frame piece in there. It's a really large die, this as well, alongside those two different dragonflies. And then the value of the bag there, with the dearest friend from the Sate with Flowers, really intricate piece there, a really lovely Sate with, I mean, I call it Sate with Style because it is Sate with flowers, but it's a really lovely statement piece. So that's the value of your bag for your £25. And then everything else that I'm away to show you are the ones that are free. So in here you are getting from the vintage butterfly, you're getting the opulent frame metal die set, which creates 3 different styles of frames that nest within each other or can be used independently. Another one from the Sate with Flowers is this gorgeous, if I got the right name for this one, timeless elegant frame, absolutely stunning, and it's a lovely piece that I use time and time again, and especially when I'm scrapbooking I use that a lot. Also in there from the Caring Thoughts range, this gorgeous floral set where you can either use these to build up and layer flowers or use them again independently because they're all absolutely fabulous. But you can see the style. You have the solid piece, then you have the thicker one, and then the more detailed frame. When you layer them up, they look absolutely beautiful in different colours. I'm still not done though, Becky, because I've still got more.
Wow, got loads
in
in
here
there.
I've got Thinking of You from the, oops, Debby, the Rose Garden collection. So the Thinking of You, I love that one. Do you know, I haven't seen that for absolutely ages. That's beautiful, that.
That's nice,
Look at
isn't
the
it?
font on that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And then lastly, in my Sarah Signature collection, you've got to have some ribbon. And what finer ribbon than some elegant lace, which is on, and I'll just lift this out so you can see it, a really large, like, wooden bobble. Wooden, what do you call that? Spool.
Spool.
Spool? Spool. I'm going to go spool. 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 That really beautiful ribbon, and quite a lot of ribbon as well on there. So that is all of what you're getting. It's a little taster or a selection collection, whatever you want to call it. You've got the ribbon, you've got the sentiments, you've got the lovely layering flower, that beautiful frame, the nesting dies frame, the dearest friend sentiment, and the lily, all for £25 or $35. And of course, that lowest price you'll pay there is in that purple box.
Fantastic. Right, I've just seen there's a little message that's come through from Zoe Carver asking what colour the pens are in the Spectrum Noir bag. I'm just going to quickly show you. The Classique is a fern green, that's AG5, and then the Illustrator is flame red and CR11. And then the ones that we've got, the tri-blend brushes, are fair skin blend, pale pink blend, and tan blend. Hope that helps. If you can see those just there. Probably see them just about there. Okay, I hope that helps you. Right, the next thing I'm going to show you is the 10-inch album spine. So this is quite a hefty die. There's a lot of metal in here. Debbie, what do I use this for?
To make your albums. Do you know your memory albums?
Oh,
to
yes.
make your folios, because you can make your folios with them. And because it's the 10-inch one, it creates a really nice, so it's a really nice deep size spine. Right. That's what that is. It creates the spine, it creates the pages, and then you can just add your own edges. You can add your straight edges. There's lots of things you can do with that one, but it enables you to create the spine and the outer casing of your albums. But it's a really nice big one, that one, because it's a 10-inch one. Yeah.
And you've done, you did a craft along, didn't you, with an
I did.
album? Yeah, I remember you doing that. Yes, you had lots of photographs of all of us.
Yes.
That's when we were saying there weren't any photographs of you and me. That's what it was. Great deal for this then, 10-inch album spine. That's £26 or $29. Platinum price is £20.80 or $23.20. Right. What have you got over there?
Some crafted inspiration.
Ooh.
So a magazine deal that is only available until, Dean, remind me again. Did you say tomorrow? Tonight? Only available till tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Right, okay. So Monday mega deal is what this one is, where you're getting to. Now, I know that there's a lot of you out there that have already got these. We're talking to the guys and girls that haven't got these, or maybe want to purchase these for their crafty friends. It is an amazing deal. Look at the price on the screen for two Crafters Inspiration magazines that have crafty kits in there as well, and I'll go through those for you for the benefit of those people that haven't seen these before. £12.50 or $19.50. Look at the price in the platinum.
That's a great price.
£10 or $15.60. And inside each one, you've got this lovely, like a fold-away kind. Do you know, I absolutely love it. We'll talk about the magazine in a second, because I'll talk about the magazine straight away. You've got all of the inspiration that you need to create all these projects. And when I say all these projects, I mean things like these things that have step-by-step instructions, skill level, tell you what you need, and then a lovely inspiration. Now, it might not necessarily mean that you want to literally copy that, you know, for each one, but you've got some inspiration. You're even getting some lovely tips from the experts, and I mean, what better expert that opened up to than our gorgeous Craig, doing some masculine makes. Lots and lots of inspiration inside there. There are 72 tips and techniques in this magazine alone.
That's a really
It is an
good deal.
all-filler, wait a minute, an all-thriller, no-filler magazine in terms of no adverts, nothing like that. There's a little crafty corner in there, some nice little segments, and literally full of inspiration for you. Ooh, I forgot all about this, do you know? Isn't it nice when you go back on? Well, funnily enough, a little bit about me, because I made these. I made these. So I will show you how to make a lovely, nice little home decor frame. Yeah. Showing you how to make a little bottle. Not that I drink a lot of it, but I like to gift wine. So a little gift bottle tag over the top. A nice little cubed area as well that you can pop it into, a little box that you can put it into afterwards. Look, talking of cube cards, I've still got this. This cube card, using our boxes to create some really nice... So there's some really lovely projects in there, Becky, before we even get started. And then you've got the craft kit. Can I show you the craft kit?
Oh, yeah.
This is fabulous, this craft kit.
You get all of that as well?
Oh, you get all of this.
All of that and twice, basically.
Twice, because you're actually getting another magazine. So in here, from the Enchanted Dreams Sarah Signature Collection, these are exclusive dies, so you won't have them in the Enchanted Dreams already. They're exclusive to the magazine. So you've got that gorgeous set of dies. You've got a lovely stencil in there as well, so if you love your textured pastes. You've got a nice set of stamps, and on top of that, Becky, you've got these gorgeous pop-out toppers, and then all these beautiful papers. And inside your magazine, there is a code for some more exclusive content, and you can print all of these papers and have them living on your computer so that you can click, print and go. So it's a really lovely magazine, and honestly, the price there is just absolutely phenomenal. And that's just one of them, because the other one, it's exactly the same format, magazine full of inspiration for you. And again, tips and expert makes in there from people across the industry, not just us. And then in this one, you've got, I should have undone this before we started, for goodness sake. set of net. I mean, I'm going to talk about these because I use these ever such a lot. These nesting dies are fabulous. And then you've got You're a Star, Happy Birthday and Party on there as well in your dies. You've got, I can hear some sniggering in
So
me
you
there.
can use those envelopes as well for your paper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
A set of lovely little, do you know the Animals with Attitude?
Yes.
We've got another set in here, but a smaller version, smaller scale and some different designs and lots of sentiments.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we've got some stencils and templates. Now, I say stencils and templates, and I will just tell you, that is a lovely stencil that's got lots of lovely detail on that you can pick out little areas. And then this one creates your shutter. Do you know your shutter style cards?
Yes.
But it also, straight away to me, bunting. There's bunting in here, and there's some nice little almost like die features, but that will actually create a nice little shutter technique as well. And then you've got all of those die cut pop outs, and then the beautiful papers, which I'm so glad I had the code to download because I use them a lot as well. Because yet again, in this magazine, there is a little download section that you click, print and go, some more exclusive content that's outside the magazine with extra little things in there, and of course, all those beautiful papers that you can keep forever and a day on your computer.
Wow.
£12.50 or $19.50 is the price that you would pay for one.
Yeah.
But you're getting two today. So buy one, get one free. This is how I'm going to look at this. Buy one, get one free. I'm saying that. It's even less.
Yeah.
Platinum, £10 or $15.60. An amazing deal, which is a really good one for anybody who wants a little bit of help with some crafting ideas. Maybe you've got some crafty friends that have just started out, and this could be a lovely little crafting gift. Maybe you've missed out on these in the past, but it's a great deal, which is where you're getting both of those magazines for that fabulous price that it's seen on the screen, but only for a time-limited offer. So if you want to take advantage of that, make sure you get hold of this before the end of play today, tomorrow. Shall we call it today? I'll tell you, I said today, or I will just tell you while stocks last.
Yeah.
That's what we need to reiterate.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, they're going to fly out, definitely. Paul Prince times 4 says, after we've toured the UK, we should go to the US.
Oh, yes, please.
So I'm going to go and see my friend in Houston. And I'm quite looking forward to it. I've never been to Houston before. So I do need some ideas about where to go when I go. I'm going to, it's Katy. So I'm sure somebody will say, I know where that is. I think it's in the outskirts of Houston.
When are you going there, Becky?
November, I think. Going to go over and see her. So she used to live near me, and our children went to school together, and then she moved to Singapore and California, and she's American anyway. But she's settled over in the US now. So we don't often meet up, but when we do, it's great, and I'm looking forward to going to see her. Victoria says she's just been 5 days camping with our church at Focus Festival. I'm not a fan of camping, but I did it because my daughter was excited about it. But they had camp beds, so no floor. So that's a little bit better, definitely.
That's the trick, I think, isn't it?
I think so. Betty Weaver says, I went a few years ago to a huge country music festival in Canada. It was a fundraiser and saw Garth Brooks before he became huge, Johnny Cash and many others. And then Linda says, I saw the Beatles in the Indiana State Fair in 1964, telling my age. Wow. I need to try and fit in a trip to San Antonio. That's from Rachel. She's got. Will I go to NASA too?
Ooh.
I don't know. Let me know where I need to go. Definitely. I definitely want to go to a lot of craft shops while I'm out there, and I want to go to quilting shops as well to see all the different types of things. Yeah. And actually, haberdashery shops are really hard to find in the UK. There's hardly any places that sell fabrics in comparison to how it used to be. So I'm quite looking forward to doing something like that. Yeah, carry on letting us know what you're going to be, what festivals are good for you, where you've been, all those sorts of things. We definitely need to know that. Right, the next item we're going to have a look at. Oh, we're going to have a break. See, I've just been talking too much. We're going to give you the opportunity to have a little bit of break, have a cup of tea, and we will see you in just a moment.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Hello everybody, welcome back. My iPad's just stopped working, so I'm going to have to use my phone for the rest of this. But lots of people are telling me where I can go. No, lots of people are giving me advice about where to go when I come over to Houston. So do keep them coming in because it's really quite handy to know where to go. But I do really love the idea of us doing a little bit of a tour around the UK. I quite like that idea. We're going to have to talk to the people in the know, aren't we, and see if we're allowed to go. Because I think, well, who's going to be here? We could craft along. We can be on a coach, obviously a luxury coach, crafting as we go along. And a whole team can go. Producers, directors, fish mixers, everybody. Oh, I'm really going to go for this now. Right, we have got some fantastic ribbon threading dies on the show. We've got two different types. We're going to show you this collection first of all and show you the other ones a little bit later on today. And so these are the ribbon threading dies. I mean, I love these. I think this was like the first Papercraft show that I did using these, and I love Broderie. I love that sort of image of Broderie, and I thought these were just absolutely stunning. I think they're a really incredible set of dies. This first one here is your decorative flourish, and you can see how the die is cut out and how you thread the ribbon through. And you can use all sorts of different thicknesses of ribbons. So we've used quite thick ones in here, but I've seen other demos done with very thick ribbon, and it's almost like pleated or very thin ribbon. It's really versatile selection of dies. This next one is your entwined elegance, which almost looks like sort of lacing up of a corset kind of look to it on this one. This one here is your Alluring Aztec. Beautiful set. So the dies can be cut in or out of the card. This one is your Charming Hearts. This next one here is your Modern Geometric. And this one here is your Delicate Butterfly. Now, I'm thinking you can use these for all sorts of different things, but new babies, I think they would be particularly nice for. Look at the price for all of these. £33 or $42. Platinum price is £26.40 or $33.60. This is an amazing deal. Really well worth popping into your basket today. And Debbie, over there, you've got a few samples for us, haven't you?
Yeah, because there's so many ways that you can use a ribbon threading die. It's a decorative die to start with, so it'll give a lovely edge to any card, any box lid, any kind of feature that you want to, whether it be in a home decor. There's lots of things that don't just think of card making when you think of these dies. Think of lots of other ways that you're going to be able to use them. I'm just going to give you a few samples of what some of the amazing design team have done, where they've used them on the edge of the cards, and this looks lovely. And then they've incorporated things like our nesting dies in there. That finishing touch, that lovely ribbon effect, for me, is what makes these stand out, and I absolutely love them. And I love this one. This is another lovely one, because it's the pop-out in the middle section of a card. So it's like a gatefold that's got a pop-out with the feature there, and which leads me to bring you to when you're doing your folios or your albums, this is what you could be adding as a spine. So because it's a strip piece and it cuts out a solid strip, you could be doing that and adding that to your fabulous projects. This is really striking. I love the black and white aspect of that. That's gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, absolutely love that one. But like I said, you can use them in different styles. This is a lovely easel card that's being used on the decorative element on the easel, and then on the layer at the bottom. Lots and lots. And another lovely one here. Look at this one. This is another gorgeous one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, absolutely. So, my breath keeps getting taken away, you know, because I love the colours of this one, and I do love that, and I love the striking black against the orange. I mean, it's beautiful, that. Lots of lovely things. Look at this one from the Roaring Twenties. Again, you could be adding them to any of your crafty collections that you have, but absolutely beautiful. And another gorgeous one there. Isn't that just simply stunning? So I'm going to do a little demonstration and show you how easy they are to use, and the fact, if you're going for the whole of them today, you can use a couple. You don't have to use the same one.
No, absolutely.
So I've taken a strip of multi-purpose cardstock. I've got some ribbon to hand, and if you're like me or anybody else, you may have a lot of this. Just going to do a quick measurement. So that is 7 1/4 by 3. Yeah. That I'm going to put these on, because these dies, Becky, give you a lot of creativity because we have split them up. So it's not a solid strip. And these two mean that you can cut on either edge, because we've split these up. Let me just take that out to show you, where you can pop it onto the left-hand side of your cardstock or the right-hand side of your cardstock with your decorative edge down the centre, or you could use it as a full solid piece as well. So really, really versatile dies, but I am simply just going to use, because I want to cut this into my cardstock, I'm going to use those, and I'm also going to use, so that's the decorative flourish I've got, and then I've got the delicate butterfly as well. So 2 different styles, and I do love the fact that we've got different styles. You can see straight away with the edges that this one has got this straight edge, this one has got this lovely scalloped, deckled kind of effect. So loads of lovely, I just can't get up a price. They're not even that old, these dies, Becky. Now then, $1 million question. Yeah. Shall I run them both together or do them one at a time? Now, I know the power of the Gemini, so I'm going to do them one at a time. I've got a bit of time, haven't I?
Why? Why are you going to do it one at a time?
Right, so power of the Gemini can and often does move your die. Yeah. And if you've got 2 dies lined up side by side, there is a slight danger that it could crisscross over.
Oh, you don't want that.
Yeah. So good use of your low tack tape, and that's why I'm going to do them separately. So I'm going to do this one first and then the other one, and I am going to put tape on, because I do know, and I know I'm speaking from experience, Becky, you can get some movement, and that's the last thing. Now, lovely Jake's gone out and found me some smaller plates, so I'm going to use those. I am actually going to, as well, just tape down the paper to the plate as well.
I always do that. I
Yeah.
always attach to my plate.
Yes.
But very few people do that, and I don't know why I do it, but it makes me feel much more comfortable running things through the machine when they're attached to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could at that point put your magnetic shim down there as well, but I tend to use my magnetic shim as a shim. The only time I use it to placement dies is when I'm doing something a specific size and I want it in the centre. So if I've got like a 6x6, I will line my die. So if I just turn that around just for a second, show you what I mean. I'll line it up. So the 6x6 mark is here. So that's your 6x6. So I can place my die and then I can put my cardstock down so that I know it's in the centre. Right. So that's the only time I tend to use that. But let's fingers crossed it doesn't move. I mean, I think I've taped it down with an inch of its life, Becky. If that moves that,
that's not going to move.
Because it is an incredibly powerful machine. So always bear that in mind. Think I got away with it. Excellent. Think I got away with it. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, just those little tips, aren't they? We're full of tips here, and I know our lovely crafting community are full of tips as well and ideas. So I'm just going to do that again, but this time take this die off and place the other one and repeat that process. Because again, I think I've got plenty of time. I'm pretty sure I have.
I think you have.
Yeah, unless Dean tells me move on, quick, move on. 15 minutes should be okay. Should be okay. Yeah, a little bit more.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Now, another little top tip. Put my hand down at the back and I lift.
Okay. Why do you do it that way?
I'm terrible for ripping, so going in with a die and lifting rather quick, and I can tear the design. There's a lot of intricacy in that design. So for me, the best little top tip that I can give you is, and I'll do it again in that next one, is literally, and I'm going to turn the plates round, is make sure that you lift the paper out of the die. It just gives it that little nice neat finish, and stopped me, because Debbie's heavy-handed, stopped me from ripping my cardstock.
Okay.
So,
that's a handy tip to have, yeah. Definitely.
So again, I'm just going to secure it down to my plate. I'm also going to secure it down so this doesn't move, because the last thing I want it to do now is go wonky and spoil the design of my... and there's nothing wrong with holding loads of tape down. That's what it's there for. Yeah. That tape, there's a lot of tape on that dispenser, so make the most of it. We don't have to be frugal with it when you're getting 3 lots.
Do you reuse your tape?
Yes,
yeah,
terrible.
Me too.
Oh, I always do.
And I don't know why I do it, because like you say, we get a lot on those.
I'll tell you get a lot on it, but the more you use it, the less tacky it gets, so it gets lower and lower, lower tack. So for me, because when you put it on first, and the power of the pressure of the machine can make it, it almost turns it into like a sellotape, because the pressure is that hard. Always pull it towards you as well. So if you're taking your tape off, pull it towards you. Something that our lovely Leanne taught me very early on, because yet again, Debbie is very heavy-handed with tape. So what I mean that, I mean just take it and then gently pull it towards you so that you're not tearing your cardstock. Can you see it's like almost turned it into like a sellotape? So you just simply turn, I sounded like Sarah then, it to you, bring it to you, not away. And that way, the fibres of your cardstock are more likely, 9 times out of 10, going to stay intact. So again, it's one of those things where you learn by your mistakes.
That's it. I mean, that is one of the benefits of being able to watch the shows, because all the things that we've done wrong, and you can then sort of impart that advice, can't you, to people?
Absolutely. And again, I'm going to turn that over, and I'm just going to literally gently do it that way. I know that you'll end up with all your bits in your die, but you've got your die cleaning brush for that. So now I've got my, and I'm going to just rub off, because I've got a little bit of, do you know, what I call the tape mess, the residue. The residue, is that the right word? Yeah. I'm going to get that off before I start threading. So I can see there's a little bit left over there. It doesn't leave a lot behind. I suppose it depends what you've got in your fingers. If you've got some dirt or ink on your fingers, it'll transfer onto your cardstock. But look how lovely that design is. It looks really, really lovely. If I just pop something dark underneath it so you can see, isn't that lovely?
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that beautiful? And even using, and that's just 2 of the dies, even just using those 2 designs, I mean, you could have a really nice big piece, and you could repeat that pattern, so it could be a lovely back panel as well. Of course, though, this is a ribbon threading section. So I've got some ribbon, I've got some beautiful, and the only reason I've chosen blue, I'll show you, I choose my papers. So I love the colours of summer paper pad. This is the colour of summer paper pad, and it's the blue one. And I've already got on mats and layers because I make a little box. So I've chosen the ribbon to match the colour. I always say this, always, always, always choose your paper, then you choose your colour in medium or your colour like your ribbon, because it's easier to do that than it is to choose your ribbon and then try and find a paper that matches it. So that's my little top tip. Another little top tip, Becky, talking of the tape, get some of that tape, and I'm going to make life a little bit easier for myself. This is frayed a little bit at the end, and I also want to make it a little bit tad easier when I'm threading through. So I'm just going to attach a little bit of tape, squeeze it in the end, so I'm almost like thinning it out, is that the right word?
Yeah.
And I've just literally taken so it's got this this little corner piece. It makes it so much easier when you're threading. And then you're going to simply just thread up and down, because I'm going to come into these middle sections. So I'm going to come up and thread. And it's so therapeutic. I've always loved our ribbon threading dies for this reason. What I'm going to do, Becky, is I'm going to just pull it right to the very end, and then I'm just going to attach a little bit of, and I say a little bit of glue, a little bit of red liner tape, just to secure it down. And I've gone with the thinnest one there, so it's not interfering with the design, but it does mean that now I can hold my ribbon into place, and if I just burnish that down, I can then thread with the knowledge that it's not going to move out at the bottom. So all these little top tips you pick up.
Yeah, well that's really good, because I think if you were struggling with the ribbon trying to thread it through, that little tip about the tape on there, that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. At home, I've often said this, at home I singe the end.
Oh yeah.
I pop a little match. It doesn't set it all alight, but it crinkles the edge. It gives it like a burnt edge. That makes it really nice and easy as well. But the safest way to do, because obviously I can't light matches up in here, this is the safest way, and it's a very easy, cheap, inexpensive way of doing this, so that it makes it nice and easy to thread with, because you can get your pins. My nana used to teach me, put a little safety pin on end and thread. That's how she used to teach me when I was younger. But I mean, bit of low tack tape, inexpensive. You've got a load of it.
And it's gentle, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to continue to do that, Becky, all the way up to the top. And then I've got all of these, because even though it's a different design, I've still got those on there to be able to go up and down as well. So I'm just going to alternate it, go up and then go down.
Okay. Sandra Dundas says, I need to make sure that Sarah and Leanne and Simon and other influential people are included on our craft tour. Yes, of course. I can't forget them, definitely not. Zoe Carver said there used to be a purple bus that went around youth clubs around here. That would be perfect for our tour. Ooh. Is it luxurious? We want nice comfy seats in there, I reckon.
Oh, definitely.
And Martha says, I don't usually chat, but Becky, that's awesome you're coming to Texas. Another place in Houston to visit is Minute Maid Park, a baseball stadium. Good morning to all you wonderful people. Thank you very much for messaging in, as you don't normally chat. It's always nice to hear from somebody new. I always think it's really nice when we hear from people, then they say they've been watching for a while and never felt confident enough to say hello.
Yeah,
and
that is
scary.
That is. Becky, I'm changing my mind up top. Normally I would have threaded it, but it's looking a bit messy and I want it to lay flat. So rather than have it bulky, just get that back through there for a second. I'm just going to snip it at the end and do exactly the same. I think it makes it a bit nicer, neater finish.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do that exactly the same. It's lovely when we have new people, Joy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact, because I've spoke to a couple of people when I've met them, and they've said that the silent watchers. Yeah. And that's how they refer themselves. I just sit there in the background. I don't comment, and I'm like, oh, definitely comment. You know, we don't bite.
No,
that's the thing. We don't bite. We're all nice people here. We don't bite anybody.
Well, we're all nice until we get to know you. Then you see our true colours.
But it's lovely.
I've never worked in a place before where there are so many nice people.
Aww.
Normally, you get some people, people are okay, and you know, then you get a few people that you don't really like, but I don't know, everyone here is so nice.
That's the thing, isn't it?
It's quite weird.
I know people don't believe us when we say it. I think they think we're saying it for effect, but we're not. We're saying it because we genuinely do. And, you know, I met a lovely lady at Hobbymaker this weekend. They just joined over a small company called The Little Birdie, and the lovely lady, and she's from Yorkshire, so we're kindred spirits from Sheffield. Yeah. And she was saying, oh, it's so lovely to hear someone with my accent on telly. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, bless you. And then she went, you guys, you're all so genuine. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. I got a bit taken aback. Yeah. She said, yeah, she said, but the thing is, not everybody is. She went, but you guys at Crafters Companion, she went, you really are a family, aren't you? I went, yep, we absolutely are. We often describe ourselves as a dysfunctional family sometimes. Yeah. We all have the odd, like where we have an opinion and it might not always agree with everyone, but we have each other's backs and we love each other dearly. And that's the thing, what I've always said about this place. It's very magical. It's not just us here in front of the camera, it's all the lovely people behind as well. We're all little cogs in a wheel, aren't we? Yeah. And that's why it works so well. And yeah, it is a lovely place to be. I've noticed Dean and Charlotte have gone extremely quiet in my ear. Oh, you're still there? Oh, yeah.
They're silent watchers.
I know, are they the silent watchers? Right? I'm like thinking, have I lost them? Have they stopped? Or have I bored them to death? Have they nodded off? Because we're like, they've gone ever so quiet. But yeah, we're lovely to hear that from another company who said how lovely we all were as a team. And I thought, do you know what? That's so sweet. I mean, I went with a right smile on my face when I left there. Aww. Because I just thought, what a lovely thing to say. But it's true. Yeah. It is absolutely true. It really is.
My husband had a friend, and on a Friday, he'd always be very sad because he wasn't at work. He loved his job so much. And I said to my husband, oh, I'm beginning to turn a bit like Matt. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I get really sad when I'm not at work. I mean, I like to come in here and I like to be with everybody because at home it's quite, you know, I'm obviously on my own, my other job, I'm working on my own. So it's sort of quite a silent thing, and I love being here, and I miss out when I'm not here. Because it's nice to be around. It's like being with your friends.
It is. Yeah. It is, absolutely, absolutely. It's the one time, and I've had some lovely jobs. I've had some not so lovely jobs, and I've had some lovely jobs as well. But this, hand on heart, honestly, is one of the. It is. It's the nicest place I've ever worked. And we've all had it in past, haven't we? Where we've not had the, you know, not the best of jobs, but the jobs that you know, I can't be lucky stars every day that I get to do what I do and work with the lovely people that I do. And what makes it more special is you guys watching. Yeah. I love the crafting community that we are within. Now I put some of that, not saying it, that on the back, just to give it a little lift. And I've just seen, you know, you keep seeing it, so a nice little rubber or an eraser just to erase the back of there, because I'm going to just now pop that onto my back piece. And I've literally cut a strip so that just fits over, just with the little piece at the side, not so much at the top, because I think this is lovely, although me residue of the glue is starting to annoy me. It really is. Right, let's lift that off, and then I'm just going to stick that down as well. I'm going to give myself a little helping hand in terms of positioning, in terms of bit of wet glue again. I think I'll be in no danger though, because I haven't used a coated cardstock this time. I've used a very matte cardstock.
Would you ever use tacky glue rather than the all-purpose?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
And that would do the same.
It'll still do the same, yeah. Tacky glue dries faster, I won't lie, dries faster, but yeah, it'll still work. Yeah, it still works, Becky. So I'm just going to come in. Please excuse me, Ed, if I've gone into the shop. I just want to just line that up a little bit. And because I've got that bit of wiggle time, yeah, that's it. It just means that extra bit of time to get that into place.
I do like the fact that you've used 2 different ones on that.
Yeah, it just gives it added a little bit of interest, doesn't it? Now, I've made myself a box. Now, I've already pre-scored and pre-done this, but I'll give you the measurements so that you can see. Starting off with 2 pieces of cardstock that measure at 8 1/4 by 10 1/4, and I've scored it at 1 1/4 inches all the way around on both the box lid side and the box base side. This is my box base. Whenever I'm scoring a little top tip, bring it forward to yourself when you are doing your burnishing. The reason being, it makes a difference when you are popping this together so that you don't get any warpage. Is that the right word I'm thinking of there? So, because normally you'll see me doing that, but I do it at home, so I'm going to do it all the time here now, because this is how I put my score lines into place. I bring it down on itself and then reinforce it with my bone folder. I'm just going to make sure I've done that on all 4 sides, because I was busy talking there and I forgot which side I'd done. There you go. That's all 4 sides done. And then I'm just going to lift those flaps out and pop my tape pen just onto the back there. So this is my base. Normally I write a B on one side and an L on the other. Because we make things in advance, for obvious reasons, I just need to, it's like a little visual reminder to myself. So, and if I only put the B on one, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to put the L. So I put the L so that I know that that's the lid, so the other one that hasn't got any marking on is the B. But can you see what I mean? No warping. It keeps it nice and straight, so when you look at it, it's got this nice straight edge and it's got no bowing in the side, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Now, my lid, I always decorate now, thanks to Jam. I decorate before I go into that, but again, I'm just going to put my reinforced score lines in because it's been travelling around with me and it's been in a bag. So sometimes it can flatten. It's like the same when you pop it through a machine, you need to re-put those in. So I'm just doing that all the way around. And then flatten and then decorate. So using my colours of summer, we're going to pop that on. I'm really sorry because I've realised I'm going to speed craft now. Pop this on. I'm going to use my all-purpose glue. It'll give me some extra strength when I'm popping these layers on.
Love that paper.
Literally now just pop on my smaller pieces. There we go. And then I'll decorate that first and then put it together. And it just makes life a bit easy for yourself when you do all of this.
If you were doing it at home, would you leave it for a little while for it to all dry?
Yeah,
Right.
I do. I wouldn't do what I'm going to do here, which is put it all together very quickly. All-purpose glue, wiggle time, is absolutely fabulous, but it needs a few minutes to dry. And so sometimes when you've popped it down and then you start constructing, you'll notice that it might move.
Right.
And if you haven't picked it up straight away, which is why I always pop everything down, leave it to dry for a few minutes, then come back to it, then put it together.
Yeah.
But of course, we are on live
shopping,
live shopping,
chopping and shopping.
Chopping and shopping.
Yep.
We're on live. Ooh. I'm being quick, I promise. I'm going to line that down as well. She went 5 minutes on the show, Debbie, 5 minutes on the show. Yes, it happens. You think you've got loads of time, Becky? That's because I were imparting with lots of top tips, weren't I? That's my problem. Now, I'm just going to line that up as well. Looking at it, I think that looks perfectly straight. I am adding just on the back, and you'll notice I've used the Once Upon a Time. I'm using the Have a Magical Day, because with a ribbon threading die, you can use any sentiment, any sentiment at all. It's like you said, Becky, I love the idea of, with a new baby.
Yeah.
These look lovely with your baby ribbons. And I know that everybody else will have the same amount of ribbons as what I've got. A lot. And then I'm just going to add that on to the bottom. I'm getting stuck up with my sticky foam pads. Just that add onto, in fact, you know what? No, I'll put it where I said I was going to put it. Right, I'll put it there. And then finish off right at the very top with a little bow, matching the same ribbon that I've used.
Gorgeous.
So it brings that into line, and then just finish that off, popping all my glue.
That's so pretty.
It's lovely, isn't it? And those colours of summer are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I've just realised we've got to do a vote as well.
We do have to do a vote. Yeah, we're going to have to be very
Would you
quick.
apologise to Rachel for me? I feel terrible because it's easy though. It's only 2. There's only 2 to choose from, so it's nice and easy. But let's just put that together, then put my box lid on, and there you've got your finished box using your ribbon threading dies. Now, quick vote.
Yep.
So sorry. Sorry, Rachel. So sorry. Number 1, our lovely cubed with Once Upon a Time, the cubed version there. And then number 2, our lovely box using our ribbon threading dies. So 1 or 2, you decide. Quick vote.
Fantastic.
My
Excellent.
work is done.
Right, we'll see you in a couple of moments. Handcrafted by Gaz says, I used to be a silent watcher and now I'm trying to organise 20 plus different collections in my craft stash. And Suzanne Dawn says, hello to all the silent viewers. I think we should do that at every show. We'll say hello to the silent viewers. Hannah asked what my other job is. Well, I make craft kits actually out of fabric, Chinese imported fabric. And I also work for a charity where I teach, well, I don't teach, but we teach prisoners how to sew. And it's quite a therapeutic thing. So I do that in between doing this other job. Kirsty D says, I do the same thing when making boxes, Debbie, or I have different colours on the lids and the base. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. That just doing the L and the B is a really handy item to be able to do. Right. Have we got a photo? This is a photo from Sandra Dundas because she's organising her craft room, isn't she?
Oh, wow. That's a lovely space.
Yeah, that looks really good. I love those little trolleys on wheels.
I was just going to say, that's a really nice trolley. Is that similar to what we've got down at Hobby Maker?
Yeah, which aren't quite big enough.
That's a lovely craft space, Sandra.
Yeah, they're really handy when you're sitting at your desk. I have a couple of those because you can easily grab everything. So that's a really nice idea. I love seeing people's photos of their craft rooms. I never want anyone to see my craft room because it looks like someone has just gone with every single thing I own, which is basically what I've done. Right, I'm going to quickly show you. Oh, we have a demo of the show.
Oh,
we've already got it. Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
Right, in the gallery, which one did you think was going to win? Number 1 or number 2? And what did you think was going to win, Debbie? 1 or 2?
Ooh. I do love the ribbon threading, but I do like this one as well. But I'm really not sure.
It's really difficult to choose, but it's actually number 2.
Number 2?
Well done.
Thank
Congratulations. You. Excellent. Shall I quickly show the other ribbon threading dies that we're going to have? I'll show you those as a little taster because as we've been talking about ribbon threading, obviously you liked it because you've just voted that as a demo of the show. These ones are our ribbon threading creator card dies. You're going to see these a little bit later on. These are absolutely gorgeous. This first one is your elaborate lace. Then you have your diagonal lace. You can see how they look once you put the ribbon through them. This next one is your bold florals, your baroque swirls, and your charming lace. So this is your little taster. So buy one and you get 4 for free. That price is incredible. £12.99, $14.95. Platinum price is £10.39 or $11.96. I wanted to show you these to whet your appetite so you can pop these in your basket in the break because we're going to be coming back a little bit later on. You're going to see more amazing demos. Yeah, we've got 2-hour break in this because we've sort of changed the time slightly. But we'll see you back. We're going to be showing you these later on as well as some other amazing demos. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you in 2 hours' time.